Hello and welcome to day 21. How are you? How's your day been? Today's episode is how to eat mindfully and to transform your relationship with food. Now, this is huge. This is a really big thing. And we've covered a lot of things. This just brings everything together. And this brings that mental aspect of just how to eat mindfully and help you transform your relationship with food because really, that's what it's about. Is your relationship that you have with food. So we're going to be diving into this habit that can completely change the way you experience food. So in a world full of distractions, it's easy to eat on autopilot. I don't know about you, but I can eat on autopilot. That's an issue with me and I have to recognize when I'm doing it. Snacking while scrolling or even rushing through meals. I mean, how many of us are guilty of doing that? I know I am, you know? That's the kind of things that we have to get honest with ourselves. But see, when we slow down and we try to truly focus on our food, then we can enjoy it more. We can feel satisfied just with less. And it strengthens our connection with our body. And we get to enjoy our food. It's a whole different ballgame. So one of the reasons why mindful eating matters is because it prevents overeating. See, tuning into your hunger and your fullness cues helps you stop eating when you're satisfied. It's gonna click with that because you know the thing. Well, go ahead. It's finish everything on your plate. You remember hearing that. You grew up with that. But if you're full, don't finish everything on your plate. Just because it's there doesn't mean you have to eat it. Let me say that again. Just because it's there doesn't mean you have to eat it. You're not hungry. You're already full. And then the other aspect of it is when you're hungry, it tunes into when you're hungry. But if you know that you can't go past that window of, let's say, 6 hours without eating, that you're hungry, but then you've gone to another point past hungry to where you just want to eat everything in sight, legit everything in sight. So you can't go that long without eating. So that's a big thing. Now, it's going to improve your digestion because eating slowly and actually chewing thoroughly, it makes digestion a lot easier. It also enhances your enjoyment. So you're going to appreciate the flavors more, the textures, and even the smell of your food more. You're going to sit down and actually be able to enjoy your food. I know many times, we've gotten away from eating at the table and just having conversation and just eat and enjoy. So typically, you scroll on your phone, you have a snack, or you're eating dinner, and you don't even realize it. You're just eating, So it kind of makes you focus on those things. It's also going to reduce emotional eating. Mindfulness helps you recognize whether you're eating because you're hungry or out of your emotions. And that is huge. That is huge because once you can recognize that the majority of your time of why you're eating comes from out of emotions, a lot of it does, especially at different times. It's more emotion driven. It's not hunger driven, it's emotion driven. And this is going to help you recognize this. So today, the focus and the challenge is going to be practice mindful eating during one meal or snack today. Here are some steps to practice it. The first one is write these down. All right, get your pen and paper, write them down, put them in your notes section, whatever you need to do. You're going to pause before eating. That's number one. Okay, pause before eating. Take a deep breath and acknowledge your food. Be grateful for it. Just be grateful for it. I know sometimes that may sound a little silly to some people, be grateful, but there are a lot of people that would love to have the meal that you're about to eat. And sometimes we forget that. But when you sit down and you're actually grateful for that, it takes it to another point. Number 2, eliminate distractions. Turn off the TV. Put down your phone and just focus solely on eating. All right? Number 3, eat slowly. Chew each bite thoroughly. And take your time. Enjoy your food. Enjoy it. You took time to make that food. Enjoy it. Number 4, notice the details. Pay attention to the taste, the texture, the smell, the appearance of your food. Just look at all of that. You're going to notice things you didn't even notice before. Guarantee it. Number 5, check in with your body. Like pause halfway through your meal and ask yourself if you're still hungry or if you're satisfied. Because maybe you put more on your plate than what you needed. All right, now here are some mindful, eating examples of snacks, like a handful of almonds. Take one almond at a time. Notice its texture, crunch, flavor. Focus on the experience rather than rushing through it. And your snack is going to last longer. So hey, you get to enjoy it longer. Okay, here are the pro tips. Write them down, keep them where you need them, keep them where you can refer back to them. Okay? Pro tip number 1, start small. I know you've heard this from me a million times. And you hear it on everything that we're about to do. We're going to start small. You're going to hear it a million more times because that's the key, is starting small. So choose one meal or snack to practice mindful eating instead of trying to do it all day. If you try to do it all day, you're going to set yourself up for failure, because then if you miss one time, you're already thinking in your head that you failed. So that's why we start small. We're going to start with one meal or one snack. We're creating wins. We're going to keep going, and then we just keep doing more after that. All right. Pro tip number 2, be patient. If your mind wanders, gently rein it back in, back to the act of eating. Not wandering, none of that, just the act of eating. Pro tip number 3, pair it with gratitude. Reflect on the effort it took to bring your food to your plate. How much time you spent making it? Were you preparing it good, or the ingredients you used? This deepens your mindfulness practice. So here's a mindset part of it. This is key. Once again, mindful eating is not about being perfect. And you notice that's a big thing throughout this whole process. None of this is about being perfect. And mindful eating is right there in that same aspect of it. It's not about being perfect. It's about creating awareness. Let me say that again. It is about creating awareness, not about being perfect. We ditched perfect a long time ago. So the more you practice, the more natural it'll feel. And you'll notice how much better you're going to feel when you eat this way. Okay? You're going to be more in tune. How did mindful eating work for you today? These are some things I want you to ask yourself. Share your experience with other people. Share a photo. Share a photo of a distraction-free meal that you had. That could be the first time that you've actually been able to eat and not be distracted. That's key. That is awesome. That is a win. You get to focus on your food. You get to feel if you're actually full, or if you're not full, if you're still hungry. I'd love to hear about your progress, how it's been so far, and how it's continuing to get better. All right. So remember again, mindful eating is just about becoming aware. All right. We're working on ourselves and we're creating awareness when it comes to food. And we are developing a better relationship with food, because in the end, that's what it's about. We're learning how to eat when we're hungry, not when we're bored, and not when any other emotions come into picture. So thank you for listening, and I will see you on day 22. Have a great day.